I was given the question to ask for you. Is it better to conform to society or to be by yourself as an individual? Is that it?
Yeah. So we as a group believe that it's better to be an individual in the society than to conform in the society. Because it's better to be like yourself instead of just being like a copy of everybody else.
We believe that we believe that being an individual is better than we conforming to a society, because if you conform to a society, you become one person with like everybody else. You don't have your own unique thoughts or your unique personality.
And when you conform to a society, it's like you have imaginary shackles on your hands and your feet. You're walking around so boorish, and you feel like you're a prisoner to this lonely, deserted world.
Our drawing has 3 people on it, and the 2 on the sides are ones that are conforming to society by dressing how normal people would dress. And in the back, it's a picture of downtown Dallas, and it's all dark and gloomy because it's all boring because everyone's conforming to society. And the person in the middle is the one who's choosing to be himself by dressing how he wants to, and he's happy because of it.
Our group chose that it is better to be an individual than to conform to society.
It's better to be an individual because if we were all the same, we wouldn't have all these beautiful ideas like cars, airplanes, and stuff like that, and artists and musicians.
That's good.
It is not good to conform to society because society might make you take choices that you may not want to take and do things that you may not want to do.
Our picture, it has 2 sides, and this one shows 2 guys and they're happy because they're not wearing the same clothes, they're different. That one's wearing shorts, yeah, and they're all colorful. But on the other side, they're sad because they're the same. And we also think that when you conform to society, like, everything's the same and you feel like kind of like the Tariq said, prisoner, and that's why we put bars on. Yeah.
Thank you.
As a group decided that being individual is better because people have their own thoughts and their own creations, in which it makes the world more creative in that way.
I also want to bring up a point. When you grow up and you want to go to college and get a job, it's really cool when you are an individual and you specialize in an area, because you're not just going to class and then leaving because you're done with college. You want to make sure that you know this one particular spot in your job very well. So when you go to corporations, they'll see that you know that more than everyone else, and they'll think, this guy's amazing, we should hire him instead.
The thing about conformity is that while you can be able to have people that can actually support you and be your friends, at the same time, to quote, something, the only person that you can trust is yourself. And another thing about conforming to society is that you lose all traces of yourself, basically. You don't become your own person because you're part of this society, and you just lose who you are, and then eventually you would start asking yourself, who exactly are you, why you even exist, basically, and for some people they might even go insane because of that.
This picture shows a boring world with a group of people walking in the same way, while this person is walking in a different direction because he's not afraid to express himself and he's very happy. And he just stands out in this world that's just boring and not happy.
We as a group think that being an individual is better because you're yourself, you're unique, you're not like anyone else, you're not following the community. So you're yourself. You stand by yourself.
We think it's better to be an individual because if you conform to society, that brings, that makes you become like other people, and that you don't explore who you are, and you don't explore as many things as you normally would if you were just an individual. Also, it's a lot less dramatic to be an individual rather than be in a group of other people.
We think it was better because if you conform to society, it's boring because society is boring. Like our tree, it's fun and everything, it's creative. It's not like other trees. And if you conform to society, you start losing who you are. You don't know who you are because you're like everyone else.
Also, conforming into a society, you begin to have the same train of thought. If you have the same train of thought, then you're not really thinking at all.
We believe that conforming to society is much better than being just an individual, because one reason for that would be that if the group has a problem, there's more ideas to solve it instead of just the individual having a problem and getting stuck with it.
An individual can be, because an individual will be thinking to herself, if I'm doing the right thing or not, and that would be like harsh because he's or she will not be sure about what she is doing right or wrong.
A group has more of a voice than an individual person, because an individual person can't really make a change and a group can.
Oh, and the group can come up with ideas faster while the individual has a hard time coming with ideas because he's doing it by himself.
And they can also finish the work a lot faster than just an individual.
The question she gave us was that should we conform to society or should we stay as an individual? Now here's the way we answered this. We answered this by, and I cannot tell you because this is not my point. She will answer for you.
We chose individuality because it gives you so much opportunities in life. Since you stand out, you wouldn't depend on anyone else, and it's better to be true to your heart and know who you are before you throw yourself in society and get lost.
It's not good to conform to society because peer pressure. Your peers around you can actually pressure you to do stuff that you'll regret in life, like taking drugs or doing alcohol, stuff like that. While individuality, it gives you the mind to explore and not do things that you don't want to do.
Okay, so saying that, this is the picture that we drew. And it looks really simple at first, but there's an underlying message in it, because it's easier to be yourself than to have to go through the complexity of conforming to this society. And so as you can see, our individual is really happy and just like glowing with happiness. And then we have our groups in the back here, and they have conformed to society and they're not happy about it, and they're sad and they're blue, and that's how we express that individuality is better than conforming to society.